Let's look at today's daily challenge. I haven't had time to check that one out just yet. So we are playing as Melting Remnant and Hellhorned. The mutators are Gravity at the end of turn, Descent friendly units, Bleeding Cash, lose 1 gold whenever a friendly unit takes damage, and a simple plan. Non-champion units cost +2 Ember, start with Sketches of Salvation. Oh dear, this looks... This looks tough. So Gravity plus Simple Plan is a bit annoying because it means when the enemies start on the bottom floor and you start on the second floor, then at the end of your turn you descend and they ascend, so you miss each other. So it's gonna be pretty tough to beat the first wave of each fight. Obviously, Sketches of Salvation is powerful if you have it early and can build around it. Gravity is powerful as well because it makes it very easy to overstock the bottom floor, but it's also a bit challenging in this specific scenario. Bleeding Cash just means we lose a little bit of gold, not that big of a deal. So the most important thing is gonna be building around Gravity and Simple Plan. The scores for today are mostly in the 47k range. There is one score at 53k, which I think is legit. I've seen this player quite a few times now, so I assume that his score is legit. We'll see though. Yeah. So looking at these scores, it seems that there's definitely a very powerful build somewhere, but it seems to be not that easy to find. Hi Rock Bogglesworth, welcome. So let's jump into the run and see what we get. First fight will probably be tough because we still have all our tracks in, and these will make it harder to utilize our sketches. So we are facing the Spell Consume Seraph. Our starting deck is Whiplash, Ritual of Battle, and Intent on Death. Hey Berries! Thank you so much for subscribing with Twitch Prime. Welcome to the stream and enjoy your emote in chat. Thanks, I'm glad you appreciate it. So, let's jump in. Winged Steel Memorial Fund. I think with sketches, with a simple plan especially, we don't really want to build around something like Memorial Fund, although we could. The extra cost goes away once we reform the unit, so it's not gonna be a problem to use that, and we can always overstack floors with Gravity very easily. But can it really beat out Winged Steel? I don't think so. This is interesting. Rector, the Burn Bright Rector would help us deal with the first wave. And I think that's gonna be our main problem, and we do have 2 Whiplashes in the deck, so I'm gonna go with that. Even though the Harvest would be nice with the heavily overstacked bottom floor, I think we really need the Burn Bright here. Mark of Innovation. We should be able to stop the guys on the middle floor, at least most of them. Some of them. Let's say some of them. Yeah, one of them. Phew. Killing one of these is worth more than killing two of the other ones. This is annoying. Our champ is almost dead here. So we need someone to put in front of him. And that's gonna be all our embers, so we'll take another chunk of damage here. That's actually enough. Great. Close one. Hi, tryhard only. Welcome. Happy to see you. Wicklash, Purifying Cleanse, and Draft. I'm pretty sure Draft is bad with sketches. I wouldn't mind a Purifying Cleanse for our Rector. I'll take it. Homebreak, Ritual of Battle. Definitely not Welder Helper. Probably not Ritual of Battle either. Because we already have two in the deck, so it's either Homebreak or Skip. I think I like the Homebreak enough to take it. Can you ever justify picking the Burnout Rector when you don't have anything to extend Burnout in your opening deck? Well, obviously if you have Reform, then when you have Reform you can justify it easily. But sometimes if you have a very strong early deck that can beat the boss without a champion, that means something like first relic is prototype, advanced prototype, so your train stewards could defeat the boss, then yes, then it can help you and can be worth it. But otherwise I usually avoid doing so if I can. Let's look for Consumer of Crowns. Alpha Fiend. Yeah, I guess that's pretty good. No consume spells. Cost reductions, huh? I think I want to have a torch consume. I'm not sure if the Ritual of Battle is important to our strategy here. Let's cost reduce one of the Wicklashes for now and then reroll. Okay, now I think the Ritual of Battle is an important part of our strategy. Problem with Alpha Fiend is if we don't get them on the sketches, we can't play them because too expensive. Let's play the Wicklash. No need to play this torch. Saves us some damage. Let's get the extra extinguish here. And we should be ready for the boss. Killed that guy to take less damage and lose less money to bleeding cash. And also just because I could. Memories of the melted hello drippings, entombed explosives. I don't think we need any of these. Closest will probably be the hello drippings. But I don't think I want it. Vent. Vent is nice. I do like that. Big sludge. Yeah. It's pretty good. Daedalus will be a bit of a pain. Potentially, depending on how we roll on our opening turn. Alpha Fiend scales better with multi-strike, but Big Sludge is just overall stronger, I think. Yeah. I should have looked at the unit first, but... I think it has to be Umbra. Umbra offers very powerful cards. Shadow Siege, Furnace Tap. Umbra Stone? Or Forever Consumed? I think it's Umbra Stone. It's pretty decent on a Big Sludge and on our champion. Trample can be a very powerful buff. A second Big Sludge. Maybe not. Our first Big Sludge already has multi-strike. I'd rather dupe that one if I want the second one. Okay, that's a pretty good first turn. Oh, Vent. That helps. Let's remove the bomb. Might as well extend the burnout. Ah, we drew into the ritual of battle. There's no extinguishers around, so... Will it descend before it burns out? I'm not sure. Let's test it. I want to get it out of the deck anyway, so... It's not that much of a waste. I do want to play the Vent. Saves me a bit of damage and a bunch of gold. And that's the kill. Alloy of the Ancient Dark Deal Remnant Pact. It's an interesting choice. Alloy of the Ancient is obviously a great defensive card, but I really like Dark Deal here. Gives us a lot of extra damage, especially when played on the Big Sludge. I think I'll skip here. Do I? Some front-loaded damage wouldn't be bad, but we do have Rector for that, so... Yeah, it's a skip. We don't need capacity, that's for sure. I think it's draw. I think we try to get rid of all the other units. We don't want to get with the sketches. And then... And these are first and foremost the dregs. These are the worst thing to roll. Let's dupe the big sludge, I think. Big sludge gives us such a huge amount of power, especially because it already has multi-strike. Mark of Invasion, I think we're okay with that. Especially now that we also have a vent in the deck and our second floor is actually strong enough to take out all these enemies. I guess we have to take the 6 damage here, because even if we use Hornbreak and Dark Deal to kill 2 of them, that's still not gonna be enough. We still take the same amount of damage. Yeah, that's a pretty good sketches, I agree. This guy will be a little bit of a problem. I don't think we need the rage in this fight. We should be strong enough. Might as well get some rage. Cost me 1 gold. Oh fine, oh well. Fine. We don't need trample here on the bottom floor. I could use the Scorch on this guy and potentially kill him next... No, it's not gonna happen. It's very unlikely we kill him on the next turn. Because I can't play a Trained Steward and Torch, so I'll just Torch this guy and I will just take the 11 damage. Could have killed him, we drew into Dark Deal. Well, too late now. Should have played the Trained Steward instead, but doesn't really matter all that much. Seventeen damage? Oh yeah, the first wave of 3 to 1 enemies. Crushing Demise. That helps us deal with the first wave when they are, if we draw it in the second turn. I think that's helpful. Okay, Inferno does it much better. I wouldn't usually want Inferno in a deck like this, but I really want the removal. I do need that removal, even though the right side is very juicy. Let's look at the spell upgrades. Double stack. I mean, it's still pretty good on Dark Deal, right? It's a lot of extra damage. Let's look at the caverns next. Can we generate gold? Not yet. It's unlikely we'll find a good way to generate gold, to be honest. So Gifts of Gratitude is probably not that amazing. I think it's a bit too late for petty theft. Especially considering we already have torches and things like that, so it's a pretty bad card for us. Except for the gold we gain. I think I'll take the Gift of Gratitude and just use it for 120 eventually. Should find a turn where I can just play it without much difficulty. Next up, removals. Two Train Steward and Drag this time. We still need more removals. I think I might buy one. Do we want a cost reduction? Yeah, I think so. On the Inferno maybe? Because we're spending a lot of our removals on units, I think the spell power and consumer torches is still viable. Another removal before fell. We can get it here on the right side, and I think I will go for it. To remove 2 more Train Stewards. I will remove another one right now, so we can guarantee that we get what we want on fell. When it needs spell power, otherwise it's useless, and I don't mind the consume on it. It's not like I'm gonna play that Inferno all the time. Better reduce the cost of something else. Then I might actually play alongside it. Sweep guy. Well, we should get enough damage that he's not gonna be a big problem. Good thing we have Hornbreak here. Otherwise this guy would tank all our damage. Play for 80 right now. I think I can find a turn to get the better payoff in this fight still. Okay, that's very nice. We can demise, torch, and when. This is a pretty good turn for gifts. Let's remove that guy so our champion stays healthy. Nice. And we win here. I always forget that this actually costs me a gold to play. We could play his model entrapment Votivary. Nope, not interested. Important work, tiresome climb, imp in a box. Imp in a box is really bad. Tiresome climb might be okay, but not really great. I'd rather have a dripfall. Dripfall would actually be pretty powerful. Let's remove the final 2 train stewards so we can guarantee our sketches. And we take another big sludge. So we have 3 big sludges on the bottom floor with multi-strike. Main problem, they need at least 1 or 2 harvests before they become relevant, but with our champion around, that shouldn't be that big of a deal. We need to remove this guy. And this guy as well. I think that's more important than getting buffs. Kill the statue here on the top floor, just in case. I think I do want to stack the Rage on the champ, because that will allow us to trample the enemies out of the way, so the big sludges in the back can hit Fel more easily. I don't really need the Vent. I can deal the 20 damage to Fel instead. $148, $150, $163, $185. That's not enough to kill both of those. So the first big sludge hit goes on a Clip Guardian no matter what. So let's remove this guy. So another hit goes onto Fel. Remove this guy to save some health on our champ. This guy in the back should always be able to hit Fel, so the Rage is pretty good on him. And there we go. That's the win. Another very early kill. How can we make one Hornstorm work in this deck? You know, I have to. Although it's not that big of a deal just because of how our deck looks. It's just one more hit from one big sludge. That's not even that much. We are up against Spell Consume Seraph. That's actually probably the easiest one for us. He doesn't purge Rage, he doesn't do insane damage to our frontliner. Basically does nothing I really care about. Except for Scorches, I guess. Skip, we don't need Alloy of the Ancients here. Is it still Draw or is it now Ember? I think it might now be Ember. Yeah. Especially because Spell Consume Seraph does require Ember. Because of the Scorches. And I don't mind unit upgrades, but these relics are very juicy. Any Rage relic would be amazing. Yeah, let's go for that. And I don't mind some purchase either. Volatile Gorge, Combustible Wax, Advanced Prototype. Well, it's definitely not Prototype, and I don't think it's Gorge. We don't really need Wax either. Let's look at the guaranteed relic. Split Anvil, Lightstone Casing. Split Anvil is actually pretty good because we do have a bunch of expensive spells in the deck. And because we picked one extra Ember, it should be... we should be able to make it work decently well against the spell-consuming Seraph. Resonant Shard. and Flicker's Liquor. Now I wish I would have taken the book. I don't think Flicker's Liquor is worth it at this point. Wait, we are not playing any units at all. Flicker's Liquor is useless. Let's remove the torch. I was planning to remove the 3-cost Ritual of Battle, but with the Anvil, I don't think I want to do that. I don't mind these upgraded torches, they're actually pretty solid. I think it's time to cut the intent on that. Sure, we miss out one chance to use it on a collector potentially, but that's fine. It's not what I'm really scared about. Sure, +8 attack, we should be able to do that. The Pyre Wings will be scary though. But the first Pyre Wing... Oh, we can just demise him. That's great. Our front line has trample, so I do want to focus on making them strong enough. We can kill this collector with Inferno. Now everyone will take 10 damage. We are completely Ember Drain next turn. But it's not like I really care about that. The Alpha Fiend has the highest health, so it's the safest use for... let's consume these. We don't need them. Good thing these cards are free. And this should be the final one of them. I am pretty sure there are no more Pyre Wings in this fight. Not like any of that will matter. Just in case, I'm gonna use the Rage on the Big Sludge. Heal up the champ. And there's the boss. And an easy win. No, I don't think Harvest Rector would have been better. I think Harvest Rector would ruin this. I think Harvest Rector is actively terrible in this run. Because you need a way to deal with the first wave. And if your champion can do that, your unit certainly won't. Because they will just be on the second floor when the first wave is on the bottom floor. And they will be on the bottom floor when the first wave is on the second floor. And I also need my champion to get the first kill, otherwise my big sludges won't get stronger. If I had Harvest Rector, I couldn't have gone with the big sludges. Rage Serum is a bit unimpressive, but not terrible. Might be a bit too weak. I think it's going right. I don't mind a large stone on a big sludge. I was hoping for another multi-strike. Anything great here? No. Still no. Okay. Let's purge the Alpha Fiend. And let's replace that with a large big sludge. Think that's better than a quick big sludge? Yeah, we only want one quick big sludge to carry the trample. Flicker on the bottom floor. We do need to remove this guy, but we also... Well, we can do both if we use the Ritual of Battle on the... let's Umbra Stone the big sludge. The quick big sludge. And then we Ritual of Battle use, so we kill the Gilded Wing. And we kill this guy. And this Light Wings is not gonna be a big problem. Let's start out by consuming a torch. We play Inferno on the top floor. And the quick big sludge gets the rage buffs, because it's also the one with trample. Can prevent 3 damage here. That might not matter at all. Maybe I don't want to consume the vent. Let's play it. This is a problem, we can play the Ritual of Battle here. Question is, what do we consume? I'm thinking the Hornbreak. $94 times 2. That's enough to kill all of them. So the only damage we take is from the Wild Wings. But we will need more damage once we fight the double Gilded Wings wave. Next time Seraph comes to the bottom floor, it's probably gonna be in 2 turns. We should have the win. No longer need Inferno. And I don't want to play Dark Deal. Let's consume the Whiplash. Use Dark Deal to kill this guy. And we should win this turn. And we do. Just make sure we do not take any damage. I shouldn't have played that. I could have drawn into the Vengeful Shard. It should have caused me to take a damage. Yeah, 5-turn boss rush. Pretty solid. That should give us a score over 50k. With the early Daedalus and Fel kills as well. No? Wow. I'm a bit surprised. I expected a higher score. But I guess we did take some damage in some fights. Which lost us a bunch of points, and we didn't have that much gold. And it was also, while they were all flying kills, there were only 4 turns on Daedalus and Fel and a 5 turn on Seraph, so that's not that insane. But still pretty solid. I think we should be second place with this. To get earlier boss kills, we would have needed descent cards. Any descent card would have made this deck so much more powerful. Because the main problem was having to wait for the bosses to descend to the bottom floor, so our big sludges could kill them. But very nice deck. Yeah, so we are in second place here indeed. But still almost 5k below Dear Sweet Comrade. Here's the score, if you're interested. Let's look at Comrade's deck. I'm interested. I see. Okay, I understand. He had a very small deck. Intent on Death plus Votivary for an infinite. Because Intent on Death with Wexer Snuffer and Votivary draws you 2 cards. So you could draw your deck infinitely. And yeah, that only works against Seraph because he only found Wexer Snuffer that late. But taking Votivary here was a very bold choice. That could have very easily gone wrong for him. I'm wondering how exactly he killed. But I guess you can play Infinite Infernos because you're limited in Ember, and I don't think Split Anvil and Flicker Slicker works, even though it says 2-0 for the turn. I think if you play it, it returns to the cost before. You can get Infinite Harvest triggers. Intent on Death doesn't trigger Harvest, it only triggers Extinguish. And there's no way to kill Votivary for free in this deck. So the only thing you can do is Infinite Whiplash, yeah. You can Infinite Whiplash, but that only works if the Seraph spawns on the middle floor, which just happened to be the case in this run. But it was still I mean, as soon as he was on the same floor as Seraph, he would have killed with this deck. Yeah. Very bold choices by Comrade here. And they did pay out for him. But when I'm seeing this deck, it looks like he almost needed to have the information that the Wexer Snuffer was available. Otherwise the Votivary Intent on Death pick was just bad. Oh well. None of my friends have finished this challenge. Let's look at one more deck just to see what other people made. Pretty much the same thing as our deck, but with the Lady of the Reformed instead of the Alpha Fiend. Also, he didn't remove the Lady of the Reformed, so he wasn't guaranteed to get 4 big sludges, but I guess 3 of them are enough, especially if you have something like Hellhorned Tome. He also got the 5-turn boss rush on Seraph, 4-turn on Fel, but he missed the 4-turn on Daedalus. He managed to win the clip guard without taking damage though, which is a big deal. Not sure how, maybe he just had a different draw or something like that.